Iskandar Malaysia burst onto the scene in 2006 with grand ambitions and ceremonial fanfare. Over the past 19 years, this bold initiative has been instrumental in transforming southern Johor into a formidable economic powerhouse. Today, as the newly formed Johor-Singapore Special Economic Zone takes shape, we sit down with former Johor Bahru City Council Mayor Datuk Muhammad Noorazam Osman, the recently appointed Chief Executive Officer of the Iskandar Regional Development Authority, IRDA.
And I was involved actually in the formation of IRDA. And during my time when I was in UPenn, I was in UPenn for 14 years. So in 2006, when Iskandar Malaysia, that time the name was still South Johor Economic Region. SJ, so Iskandar Malaysia came later. We helped to plan the agenda, and of course representing the state, we see best how the state can work with federal government to come up with the Iskandar Malaysia agenda. Now, with the new narrative that's being added on, which is the Johor-Singapore Special Economic Zone, I think this is one of the best things that I should be part of, because this time around is a very strong commitment between two countries to develop an economic zone, which was not really happening before. So that's why I think I take this as a challenge to lead IRDA and of course be part of the jb-sez narrative. So all the while we've been saying that IRDA is not really achieving its goal lah. Yeah, original goal as what we are talking about. But I think that people don't really understand that actually Iskandar Malaysia has brought a lot of value-added things as well. Okay. Without people realizing, especially we being the federal government agency, which continue to value add what the state or the local authority or the district office does at the ground level. With this new narrative with the jb-sez being there, I think IRDA continues to play its role to help to facilitate investment. I use the word facilitate and don't say promotion because that's not our job. I'm being very clear that promotional activities is actually MIDA and MITI's job. So we are there to facilitate investments. In a way, facilitate also means a bit of promotion lah, because you help, you give advice, you also guide them and facilitate throughout getting approvals and things like that. So I think this is where the ease of doing business is key as the one of the agenda that we need to fulfill. I think the success story, if we fulfill this, that will be the success story of the jb-sez and Iskandar as well. You see that Singapore is the global hub for many MNCs and companies of the world lah. So if they start moving this way because of comparative advantage in terms of cost of doing business, ease of doing business, I do think that we hope to also facilitate Malaysian companies, local companies, who will be ready to be part of that supply chain. The key takeaways from this jb-sez is our role in facilitating under IMFCJ, Iskandar Malaysia Facilitation Centre Johor. IMFC is something that is being created by MIDA at the federal level, but that only helps to coordinate approvals for federal agencies. It does not get into state. But IMFCJ, you include state agencies as well as local authorities for facilitation. So if this become a success, this will become the model for the country, because then all state can actually have their own MFC. Yeah, one stop center. And we not only get investors to come there. Of course, if it's a normal thing, we also facilitate locals. I think as a Johorian and also being somebody coming from the state and now heading IRDA, I would like to see IRDA to be more localized in terms of its agenda, in terms of its project that really get the locals to really feel what we are bringing to them. And I think the public needs to know, because many people don't really know what IRDA is as well.
After all these years,
Yeah. So because IRDA is an authority but it's an authority which is given power to coordinate and facilitate, not to approve. So people don't really come to like approval is like majlis level, state and office and things like that. So but we are there to facilitate, and we are supposed to work cross boundary between agencies to establish the ease of doing business and streamlining process, helping to value add the government process to bring it to a certain level.